I knew something was wrong the moment my mother wouldn't look at me. Not the polite kind of avoidance, the kind she used when she lied about liking my cooking, but the rigid stillness of someone waiting for the blowback after your own decision. The kind of tension you can taste, metallic, cold, like blood on a bitten tongue. The Christmas lights outside the hotel window blurred in the frost, flickering over the white tablecloth like warning signals. My sister kept stirring her water in slow, guilty circles. Her husband, Grant, pretended to read the menu as if it didn't only have 3 pages. And my father, he just watched me. Old eyes calculating, bracing. I should have been confused, concerned, maybe even hurt, but I wasn't. Not anymore. Because I already knew why they'd invited me here and I already knew how tonight would end. The waiter placed the check on the table neatly, silently, like someone sliding evidence across a table during an interrogation. The leather folder sat there heavy with expectation. No one moved. Then the performance began. My mother's gasp, Grant's patting off pockets, my sister's high-pitched trembling. Oh God, I left my purse in the car. Did you? An amateur show, sloppy, almost insulting. I just smiled because this wasn't the betrayal that broke me. This was merely the final curtain. I used to think family was an anchor. I clung to that belief harder than I should have, especially after the inheritance came in from Aunt Na. A modest woman with a modest estate except for the stocks. Those were worth far more than any of us expected. My parents cried with joy when they heard the number. My sister nearly fainted, but I was the one MNA trusted. She'd named me executive long before her final breath. Because you're the only one in his family who doesn't measure love in dollars, she'd whispered. I believe that was a compliment back then. Present betrayal has a way of poisoning past memories. The first sign was the missing mail, then the forged signature, then the sudden financial emergencies my family insisted were unrelated. They'd always assumed I'd be too soft to question them, too loyal to suspect them, too blind to see the slow siphoning of my inheritance into accounts that conveniently weren't mine. The undeniable evidence came one Tuesday afternoon in the form of a bank manager slip, $84,600 transferred to a joint account under my parents' and sister's names. My name nowhere. I remember staring at the slip for a long time, not panicking, just adjusting my expectations of them. They thought they stole from me. They had no idea what they'd ignited. I didn't yell, didn't confront, didn't accuse. It planned. I documented everything as screenshots, statements, signatures, a breadcrumb trail of greed. Then I met with a lawyer, then an accountant, then another lawyer. If they wanted to play games with money, I would bring rules and structure and consequences. This wasn't about revenge yet. Not fully. It was about truth. Revenge came later when they invited me to this hotel under the guise of a family Christmas dinner and mentioned we should discuss the money. Their mistake wasn't stealing from me, their mistake was assuming I would evolve. Tonight, I arrived knowing exactly what they wanted to guilt me into signing control of the inheritance over for the good of the family. But I didn't bring a pen. I brought my lawyer. He sat quietly at the bar waiting for my signal. The check sat between us. A 3-star hotel Christmas dinner for 6. Not cheap. My father finally reached for the folder, opened it, and let out a dramatic sigh. Wow, that's shyer than expected, he said like he hadn't rehearsed it in the mirror. My mother touched my arm. We're all a bit short on cash tonight, sweetheart. You didn't mind? There it was. The line, the plea wrapped in manipulation. I reached into my coat pocket. My sister perked up, already smiling like she'd won. Then I placed a single penny on the table. My family froze. What is that? My sister whispered. My contribution, I said calmly. Since you all seem to enjoy taking what isn't yours, I thought each of you something impossible to divide them. My father's face reened. Don't be dramatic. Pay your share. I leaned back unbothered. Oh, I'm not paying for this dinner. I paused. But my lawyer is. I lifted my hand and beckoned him over. He approached, opened his briefcase, and set down the real bill. A lawsuit, criminal charges, civil claims, all off it neatly organized, gift wrapped in legal jargon. Merry Christmas, I said softly. I thought you deserved something honest for once. The color drained from their faces simultaneously, like synchronized swimmers of guilt. They tried to argue, beg, threaten. None of it mattered. The paper spoke louder than their panic. As I stood to leave, the lights above flickered again, casting my penny in a small circle of gold. It was the cheapest thing on the table, but it was worth everything because it bought me the last word, and freedom finally cost them far more than they ever stole.